How did your production skills develop throughout this project? Imagination and idea generating, practical sessions, and research. Practical session 1 was about imagination and focused on how to create new content and make your ideas more unique and different from everything else, rather than just a mix of media products and past experiences. The session encouraged us to look at less mainstream and less popular content and explore new things. For example, look at unknown artists. I also did quite a few research tasks when generating and then further improving the idea of the thriller opening sequence I was going to create with my group. I looked at the news, different weird and scary stories from real life, for example, the Russian sleeping experiment. I also talked to a professional from the industry, my group's supervisor Matt, who helped make the idea more diverse and adapt it to a film format more, as it reminded of a TV series opening to begin with, probably because we all watched a lot of series and were influenced by them. Overall, these experiences helped me think more outside the box, taught to broaden my horizons and be more open-minded to trying out new things, as well as search for relatable content applicable to real life and make it more appealing. Practical camera workshops. These helped me feel more comfortable when working with the camera. I could only use professional cameras for photographs before I started this course. All the different terminology and rules made me work more productively and well coordinated with the rest of the team and crew. In the first workshop, I learned how to set up tripods, use external microphones, change batteries and lenses, so I could now be trusted to work with professional equipment and be responsible enough to keep it safe, which is also due to all the different callouts I learned. I also learned about different continuity rules and techniques such as a 180-degree rule, manipulating the depth of field, or the rule of thirds in the following camera workshops. All of these made the footage I filmed in the future more suitable to edit and more creative and visually pleasant as it gained quality since I was becoming more and more professional at it. Because we had multiple workshops where we got to film with professional Blackmagic Mini URSA cameras, I was already confident with filming using it by the shoot day and felt like I was a part of the crew in the whole process since I couldn't consider myself as a novice anymore. Practical session 5 focused on learning to create a simple dialogue sequence and was the first time we had to work with the sound of speech, which was quite tricky to match in between the shots, especially later on when we had to edit it. My partners and I applied the rules we learned previously when filming this sequence so that it turned out to be continuity, and we succeeded. Even though it didn't have any captivating narrative, it taught us a lot about the technical aspects when filming multiple characters, speaking and switching between different shots at the same time. I now knew the importance of following the rules and techniques I learned as I saw how the details, such as the line of action, could easily ruin the continuity and cause the sequence to make no sense. No matter how great the individual shots are, it is essential for them to work well together as a whole piece. These camera workshops helped me improve and grow from a total beginner in filmmaking into a more confident camera operator who could film a scenic qualitative sequence. Practical editing workshops. I only briefly knew how to cut footage on iMovie and InShot apps before I did the media course. The first editing practical session introduced me to an Adobe Premiere Pro CC software and taught the basics of operating the program. I also learned some key combinations with Command, such as Command plus C or plus S, etc., to save time and help me work more effectively. I also learned the terminology for this stage of filmmaking, such as bins, rushes, and others. I took notes on the first 2 practical editing sessions to help me with editing later on, as we were given some essential useful tips. During the very first practical editing session, I edited a simple sequence of a single action that was previously filmed during camera workshops. The editing process emphasized the importance of following the continuity details, such as hand positioning and the direction of the body of the actor, as errors could ruin the continuity and make the editing very hard. At this stage, we were also told about the safety shots that could be filmed to cover any gaps and errors later to correct the continuity. We applied this trick later on when creating our final product, the thriller opening sequence, and ended up using such a shot, which saved our continuity. The second practical editing session involved us editing a dialogue. This session's trickiest part was matching the words said by characters when switching between the shots. This taught us the importance of starting the whole action of dialogue from the very beginning, first words, and until the last word, so that it gave more opportunities for transitions as sound didn't always match due to minor errors such as different voice pitches or intonation. In conclusion, before this course, I was a novice in filming visual content and could only record videos on a smartphone. I also only briefly knew how to operate iMovie and other simple iPhone apps and couldn't really put a decent sequence or a dialogue together. The practical sessions taught me how to use professional equipment in a way that would allow for high quality footage to be filmed that could be cut professionally. Thanks to the editing workshops, I now know how to operate a film industry professional editing software and can edit scenes and sequences with continuity and a nice flow. My production skills have developed significantly in these past few months, as I am now confident with all the professional equipment and software as I learned to use, and can now work on future projects independently. This course helped me grow from a novice filmmaker without any profound knowledge of the industry to a confident and a responsible camera operator, director, and an editor who can work as a part of the crew or in a team, as I ended up creating a full thriller opening sequence with my group.